We are about to pray for everybody around the world, in America, and everybody around the world. You ready? Let's close our eyes for a second. God, I want you to pray for our children and pray for everybody around the world on the blessings, that we understand each other more and people not take each other for granted, and spread more love in the world that people deserve. We all deserve to shine in our own way, and people should not team up with numbers. We all deserve to get our point of views heard and all deserve to win. Because when we believe in a higher power, nothing can't stop us. But the ones that decide to team up with numbers and think God do not matter and only want their own point of views to be met, we are about to show them the power of God. And before we bless everybody that's on my social media and everybody that's going to watch my YouTube and what I'm recording, this is history in the making. God, we're about to say something that's going to change the fate of the world. But these voters have crossed that line. Trump have crossed that line. The senators and them should be ashamed of themselves in ways when they have all of that power, they don't know what to do with it. They sit by these things. But I'm going to tell you what I'm about to say. God bless you. And God bless everybody around the world. And God bless America. And take the darkness out of America. And bring the light in America. Amen. I want to tell y'all something. Wallow, Gilly the Kid said something. I've been in the system all my life. And God said, want me to tell you, I've been estimated all my life by racism of businesses and racist tax voters, and businesses don't know how to change with community. Job Corps in Texas been denying when my teachers believed in me, and they gave up on me. They lied. Trump decided to play the game, and Joe Biden decided to put their community. This is not about a community effort. This is about understanding what Trump should have did and Joe Biden should have did a long time ago. This should have stopped. You made your community believe again. I made people believe in God again and Jesus again when the community didn't. When they decided to go against something. When Trump voters and all the rest of them decided to make a complaint about something where they have a problem in communities and schools. My teacher took me to Job Corps 3 times, 4 times. Then when I went to another high school, they believed in me. But they have something to say. God say you have something to say about something that you have no reason to say about it. But I'm about to make them believe even when they think they believe and they have a say in their voters and their tax dollars and they have a say. God will not bend down to liars. God will not bend down to people that can't understand him, that only stand their selfish self. God say your vote mean nothing if your spirit ain't right and you able to vote and control that power. Control that misunderstanding. I might don't have what that is, a felony or anything, but I want to tell you, since I've been around here, if it's a relationship or friendship, I have learned from all of them. And I don't got time for people, parents, understand if I disagree, if we did not talk, whatever those things is, the understanding of it. And let me tell you what I just did. I just went to the civil rights and we just messaged the Supreme Court of Washington about these things, about what goes on. God say I will not lose. I will not lose when they laugh. A friend don't laugh, a friend smile and say I love you and spread more love to each other to get the hate out of there. But let me tell you something. Trump made that mistake. They made that mistake. Obama and them made that mistake too. And now OGPV, hold up. I grew up in this system and not talking to about 10 or 11 years old. going through a lot of speech therapy, trying when I was a kid, playing in the band. When I didn't get it right, my band classmate would tell me, hold up, people, listen to the beat in Fantasy Rooms of New Orleans. To understand it. But where do we go when they take that for granted? When they think they have a right to say something and they mindset behavior? You want God to come back, you can't even protect them. You let the enemy win when darkness to try to destroy love. I told you 9/11 could have been involved if we would have watched out for the spirit. Watch out for the spirit. Oh, no, I'm good. Watch out for the spirit. I told them those things could have been good if we would have watched out for the spirit. This is nothing about what things and how things are being proceeded. But God said, where do you stand at? You stood against me in a time I needed you. You stood against me in a time that I needed you in the spirit. Trump, you stood against God when you needed me. Joe Biden, the communities act like they believe in a higher power, and they don't. They let Yellow Breeze and them lie. They let the society parent lie. They had a chance. They're going to pay a price for this. And I want them to know some. My kids are going to suffer. But I want Joe Biden's daughter to hear me because I see her. She may be the next president. Obama's daughter might be the next president. I want them to learn from this. I hope Michelle Obama's daughter can be better president than this when they get in office. They play a position. Either Trump and them kids, they play a position. And they're going to have to do things different than and then they doing it. They're going to have to do things different no matter what. If they don't, we are going to pay a big price. We are going to lose America, and we are going to lose God, and we're going to lose this earth if you don't. We are going to pay a price, and you don't even understand what you did is going to hurt a lot of people in the future. And Joe Biden don't even know it. You side with them when you know there's problems in the business. I went through a lot of speech therapy when I was a kid. I didn't have to start talking. I remember I got circumcised. I'm not scared to talk about this thing. After I got circumcised out of the hospital, I couldn't even hardly walk. My grandma and my stepbrother and my cousin trying to guide me the way to walk out that wheelchair after I got circumcised when I was a baby, about 8 years old. And I was hurting for a while. I couldn't hardly stand. But each day after I got after I came out the hospital, my grandma hold me up and trying to teach me how to walk correctly. But after I got circumcised, it was pain. It was pain. I was in pain after I got circumcised. I felt like I couldn't hardly move. That down there was hurting after I got circumcised. It was hurting. But Tiger was big. My brother, they stood by me, and my grandma helped me up out that wheelchair. And I was raised by a different grandma. I got another grandma, my brother's grandma. Let me tell you something. I used to go to the country when I was a little kid. Me, Josh and Jerry, Tiger, and I used to stay by people's house. I remember one time I caught poison ivy, and I couldn't go in Appaloosa. I caught poison ivy, and everybody else went to the pool, and I couldn't. And my grandma had to wipe me down with oatmeal and work on me. You can't go nowhere. You still got poison ivy, and my body can't even move. And she started getting newspapers. She started bathing me certain things. It time to write me down with oatmeal. I was mad that I couldn't go out with everybody else. But she had to work on me to understand it. We can talk about the pain that we've been through life when we were kids, but understand some of the stuff that our parents and my brother, grandma took care of us and fed us when my mama used to have to work sometimes. And I'm moving around different times. My auntie Linda died, and she died from New York to bury. And I had a talk where we talked about things. Me and her son on top, but we never talked. And we had a good time talking when she wanted to come down here. And she stayed right across the street from the girl. And bam, we had a great time talking about things and us just understanding each other. And see, when and Tiffany asked my brother and them to come to the funeral, my brother went. I didn't want to see her in that because we ain't having that type of bond. Jeremy and them, we ain't having that type of bond. But they're with their mom, but I'm having a bond with my auntie. I'm having a bond with her, but they holding things and not reaching out. That's why God said, and this and that. I talked to Tiff. I seen Josh and Jerry. And they in other states, I seen them. But I couldn't see that because I'm talking to her. And I didn't want to see when I'm having that bond with her. And we talking every day. But that decision you decided to make. That's the understanding. And now, Yellow Breeze and them think they're going to get away with crimes of lying and getting away and that. And they watching. This is not just about giving back to the community. This is about breaking rules that need to be broken. Rules that need to be broken a long time ago. And Trump and none of them couldn't do it. This is about fair treatment. And I got friends that's felony. I got a cousin. I got a Storm that I sit with in Dallas in the house, and I got to know, not judge. I got to understand them. And I told Storm in 2019, Storm, I want to make a way. And she's in and out of jail. I don't understand, but the more I sat with her, I got to know them. And I told her I was going to find a way. I got to know them, not because they was on drugs or any one of those things. I got to know them and really just sitting with them and spending time with them in my place and just more time with them. And that's the greatest gift of them all. Yes, it's about the time that we spend with each other. I was so mad when a friend died. A Storm and Nikki introduced me. He died with a knee. I was mad at that because hold up, he's staying the same, his kid and everything. They never wanted me to do. They said, Hugh, I need you to go in another room. But I was so mad when he passed away because we always talking. Oh, I'm seeing this kid in the apartment, and this is somebody that Storm and everybody introducing me to, and I'm getting to know. And he got a kid, and I'm like, hold up for a second. We done been chill. Storm, Nikki introduced me to him. We done chill. We done did all of these things. And watch Game of the Throne. Nikki can complain all this she wants. Just come on. We didn't watch all of these things. We didn't chill. We didn't did all of those things. But right now, when Trump made that decision, when he made that decision to lie and stick by him and Governor Abbott, and they up there complaining, this is not about giving. This is about a man, one selfish man and one selfish community that don't see the bigger picture and the goal. You are killing God in the spirit with your lies. You are killing God in the spirit with narcissism. You know, I got a letter from the Attorney General of Washington, the consumer. And he told me about Social Security, but he told me he meant that message is about Walmart. The message the Justice Department about it. The message Social Security. No, that's a coward move. That's a coward move. You sinners ashamed of yourself with all that power you got in your hand, and you can't do the right thing when you got it. You depend on the people, but you don't depend on God, knowledge, and everything. Look at all that power. And you want our kids to be a leader? I want the FBI to know something. You got to decide. I know you got a job to pay, and I know you'll do whatever they tell you to do because you got to feed your family. I done seen stuff where police walked off. But I want them to look at this situation and think on what's the matter or what's going on here. What mistakes you're about to make. Trump made that mistake. Joe Biden made that mistake. You can be better. We didn't see FBI, racism and all of that FBI. Okay, that can be different. You can do different. And I know you got a job and you ain't going to cross that line. But you are making mistakes. You are making mistakes, and I need the FBI and them to understand by this decision that you deciding to make, you're going to pay a price. And I need you to understand that the price that's about to be done. You're going to have kids. Your kids going to have to fill into that FBI position. What example you showing on them? You got a chance to make history. To be better than any FBI. To be better than racism. Or to show them that we can spread more love. Not hatred. Not misunderstanding. Let me tell you, me and Sabina, we might have went through it or not. But let me tell you one thing I remember from Demir or Sabina parents or whatever they are, Demir parent, they say they believed in me and we all believed in it. That's one thing. We might go through arguments and do all of these things. But the understanding of those things, that's going to cost us the price of what we have to be called. I just messaged the Supreme Court. And now we're about to do this the way that need to be did. You gave the people hope. You gave the community hope. The people hope. I gave the people hope to believe in God and Jesus. I gave them hope even when they went against it. Even when Texas dollar, when Trump went against that. When they went against it. When they went against those things that we stand for. They went against God. You went against your God because you wanted to lie and fight for your own selfish reasons. T.I. says it ain't good people. No, it's good people. Because when I was getting treated bad, you know, Grizz, when I was getting treated bad at Walmart and mistreated by Charles and the rest of the Nazis, you know, Grizz took me in a nice car. He worked with me. He put this badge on me. You know what he said, Hubert? I didn't need to have to do CBS at Hubert. Mess that, I'm going to teach you. Every time the claim truck come in, he worked with me. He took me to the store across the street. We went ate. We did things. And T.I. gonna say we ran out of good people. It ain't good. It still got good. I refuse to let that happen because the way your society is, the way you think, the way you want to move and picture your thing. But God say, if we don't understand, where will we go? Well, we don't understand, where will we go? You had a choice. You had a choice. And you stood by that own self. All that power you have, you stood by that. But God's going to show you, even with your numbers, you can't stop. Only thing you can kill for selfish reasons. God never, let me tell you, God didn't want to die. He can kill and walk this earth with you, but you couldn't protect him. You couldn't protect him with all your lies and your non-belief. That's the difference between me and what you can't understand. You refuse it. P.O. 9/11 was planned. It could have been stopped if you would have kept your eyes on the spirit of the enemy. And we would have looked out for each other. You know, I told my son, I'm taking him in the house to see the communities in the house, and I take him to see the houses. And I want him to say, so he playing a game on my phone. He broke my phone is cracked. And he's playing my game. And we walking for me to show him around the houses in the community. And I just want to show him something. We're going to get to that. And we walking. And he got his phone just on the game. I said, son, you're going to have to look both ways. Not just pay attention to that game. Why I don't want to make you feel bored. And I said, I had to get the phone from him a little bit. But let me tell you what else why I took him in that community. And what I said to him. And I'm going to keep telling it to him. You don't have to steal nothing from nobody. You're going to have to manage it, maneuver your mind and move your money. You can have anything everybody else have. But you're going to have to maneuver your mind and your money, and you're going to have to not do everything. And people want to spend money. You're going to have to understand how to put $20, $30 in certain areas. But you know what Trump said? I hate it. Uneducated Trump, you wrong. All of y'all wrong. With all that power, you still didn't know what to do with it. And that's where you're going to be history. Trump could have been bigger than that. If he would have stood against that. He could have been bigger than that. He could have won twice as Joe Biden and all of them. God was trying to tell you something and you ignored it. I have a new thing for you. Since you want to play by your rules, I'm not even in your history category. And any statue that you put on earth, any statue that you put on earth, I ain't nothing like these other legends that you so care, look after they did for this world. I ain't nothing like them and what they can understand. My boundary, my heart, and my spirit, you can never comprehend. God and Jesus do not have value. You know why God and Jesus do not have value? Because they misunderstood. They misunderstood by the things you stand for. They misunderstood by the principles or the grounds you work on. And I'm not saying this is by myself here. This is about somebody that did wrong. This is about senators making that bad decisions and not. And you have to decide. FBI, I know you hear me. You have to decide which side of history you're going to be on. You are not betraying your country. You know what you're doing? You sticking up for God and Jesus and the Spirit. You standing by Him. When by you, right here in this moment, listening to me, you are standing by Him. We are showing them that they can't understand God and Jesus, even though when they have Bibles, God ain't done. Space and time knows. The universe and the planet knows. They listening to you. They know why you came. No human on this earth, I don't care what all your things and all the things that you make, they listen. The planets are smarter than what you think they are. This is real life. This is real life here. They are smarter than you think they are. They are listening. Our universe and space, they know. You are a threat, Joe Biden. You are a threat more than you even know. All of you. You are a threat. Every last one of you. You are a threat to the Creator. You are a threat. You will never know where the spirit goes in real life. You will never see it. That threat that you stand for. That threat when you go, you have power and you don't know what to do with it. When things are wrong in society and you make your own decisions. You put your faith in the people, but you didn't put your faith in God. Will Smith's daughter says something, you just like the rest of them. How I'm like the rest of them. And you don't even know me. How can we live amongst God can walk amongst you and you argue? And you argue amongst those things. I told my mom, if you want to live amongst them lies, and I cannot tell you anything. I can't do it. Then they would come after your family because they the biggest liar. I know what the struggle like. I lost everything in Katrina. I came back with 20 pounds of clothes on my back. A stove catching on fire with me. I'm in the water with dead cats and dead and things in there. I got stabbed. One of my friends taught me how to swim. One of my friends taught me how to swim in New Orleans. I didn't know how to swim. He said, Hubert, after I got stabbed, I'm going to take you from the little water and take you from, and he flatted. And this is the time Lil Wayne and them was in the apartment, Victor and Vincent. And they taught me how to swim. You never forget those things. And they laughed at the 911 dispatcher. And they complaining and having a fit. This is nothing about that. This is about that the rules that need to be changing and broken because of lies that you walk on. And I'm sorry that you're going to hate. I'm sorry that you're not going to agree with it. But Trump didn't agree. And now when God is fighting back, you're trying to destroy that, and you're trying to destroy that meaning. You and Joe Biden trying to destroy that. And OGP ready to go against the government. All right, they're going to kill God because God wants change. God in the spirit want those things. What make them the way they are when you have hatred? When you just want your fight to burn, when others act in this format. We have a chance by centering. We can change the world. We can get, I grew up, look, I'm not in high school no more. I'm not paying for giving my girl my credit card and doing all this. But let me tell you something. By the Texas Music Office doing this, kids are going to have credit card. I ain't already talked about what the difference that the members are going to change that they're going to have. We're not going to give them, and I didn't already work things and talked about this if they down what it costs. But the leader got to be willing to change, the gang leader got to be, the architect got to be willing to change these things. He just can't give you guns and this and that. Can he be the architect to change the platform of your organizations? That's what he got. That's what a gang leader. I'm sorry. I'm watching the 1994 gangs. The more they mess with us, the more we're going to know. The more they mess with us, we go to civil rights devotion. We don't do violence. This in a situation where a worker attended her mindset and she know what she did. And I was watching her spirit. They say what's come up and must come down. Everybody can have balance. God given a chance for each community and everybody to have balance. Gangs, everybody. If we really believe in each other, we all can have balance. But they're going to take all of us managing us and not being greedy to understand it. Is gangs in America is ready for balance? Sometimes we have to wait or what's the difference in that balance. Let me tell you something. You can have a trillionaire, billionaire, but one time he gonna have to take one pay cut to understand it. To understand those meanings, right? You don't do violence on the community. You go to the civil rights devotion. And you do things that would need to be done. We have a good time. We enjoy ourselves. And we try to get along. You can't let that anger get the best of you. How can you learn how to walk away? And our government need to get therapy inside the jailhouse and talk about family. Inside of those things. Don't criticize and try to take over and do. No, understand how can we help in a maneuver. You don't even got their own house waiting on them when they get out. You got them waiting on a halfway house instead of putting them in the houses to give them something. That's the most dangerous thing our government do. They got to worry about getting the bond and worry about, come on, hotels. What difference that you can make where you can set up house and you putting them in a halfway house and you can have a house, a little small house for them when they get out or somewhere. Now, I was in South Dallas in 2019 and I get out the hospital 2019, 20. You know, you got to sleep on the ground first to get some food. You know what? Damn that. I'm going to carry my black self back to my house and suck it up. If y'all going to tell in South Dallas, you got to sleep on the ground before you get a hot meal. After I got to, oh, damn that. I'm about to suck up my situation with my mom, and I'm about to take it. All the damn that. How they doing that? Ain't doing that, and that's the concept of the domain of what we talking about in that format. Look, who that is? Mom. Oh, hey, Mom. You think you know it all. Look at you. Hey, you gotta have you think I miss you, man. I miss you, man. You got big, man. Look at you how big you got. Oh man, look at you, man. Look at you. All right, man. Oh man. Those things. And the rest of those things. Right? This is about something that's important. This is about things that they can't understand and they can't comprehend. And goals are not what it is, and goals are not what it understands. But what can you comprehend? What can you understand and comprehend? We're breaking those meanings. I'm going to tell you what love is. When a person said, what is your attention with my daughter? And we wanted to make love right there when we was a kid. I'm in middle school and she's in high school. I'm not that about my second year when we meeting with each other. We wanted to make love and we couldn't even do it. My attention of us kissing each other as a teen and understanding, and I have to wait the pain that comes from how I feel. We got into an argument in 2019 because a mama make a decision and a dad make a decision and a Ryan make that decision that's gonna cause those things. That's gonna cause a words that's being said. Parents don't like to listen. The hardest thing I had to do in school is working with a female in theater and mindset after school. We have to go to the house and work on a play and the parents act some type of way. That's the difference of the problem that we have here. You got two guys and a girl working together. God damn, how we get something together and we got to all connect with each other. And we had many plays and many things. But, you know, that's the difference between it, right? Others manipulation and other things in that format, manipulation. In 2009, when Sabina, mom and dad told me it's not time yet, she gonna call me when she get ready. Now I focus on me. And wherever relationship goes, where the relationship goes, I don't care if I'm in another relationship. I don't know how that's gonna turn out. And Trump think that's cute, man. That's not cute. That's not cute. That's not cute, Joe Biden. That's not cute. None of y'all in that legislator's office, you are unworthy of your title, senators. I made it very clear. You said you got where you at by mistake. God said those rules are meant to be broken when everybody will have equal rights and jobs and communities. I ain't the same with you. And Dallas, I didn't grow up in your environment. I grew up in CFP, New Orleans, and I grew up in I didn't have that environment with y'all narcissists in the way. Let me tell you, I went in that courtroom before, in that other side of the courtroom when I was a kid. And I met a good judge and a good state attorney one time before, and good people. And I ain't never, when I went to, had never since I've been here, had to deal with a stinking lying judge in 08 and 07 since I've been here. I ain't never had to deal with things. Even when an accident happened at a Ladera apartment, and I sit up there with a judge and another state attorney. And the judge and another state attorney was cool. And he talked with my mom when a person hit me in my apartment from a Ladera manager. Oh, come on, man. She's coming. Hello? Hey. All right, man. Dominic here. All right. What do those things is? You want to know what's secret I'm hiding? Even though God said the spirit is confusing. It's confusing sometimes when God is not containing it all the way. God and Jesus said, I tell you, loved ones, I'm in my heaven sleeping. But they don't know my spirit have left my heavens and into the heart that is pure. You took that for granted. You lied on what you stand for. And now God is protecting the vessel of those things that you so care and you so care and think about those things. I really don't have no problem with Governor Abbott. You think I really got a problem with it? He don't know me like that to understand me. Why would I have hatred towards him and keep thinking he never got the chance to even get to know me? I'm not saying I dislike Governor Abbott. I'm not saying that he's this and that. But we need to take the time to listen. I was on one of CEO page last 2019, 2022. And it looked at it. I was on something, and it's some other websites. And it says, learn how to tackle the issues in our society. We listen to each other more. You know what a career management told me? In 2019, after I was off the clock at Walmart, and I got to stay in the positive out of things. You know what she told me? When I was telling about my situation with 2996 and the behavior of how Jessica manager, he said, Hubert, you do deserve to be rewarded for your hard work. I didn't even want to sue them. I left 7 or 8 times. And when you get back, and I have a differences, this woman from New Orleans trying to say, oh, you don't tell something's wrong. No, something's wrong with them. I remember what the corporate always told me, hold up, Mashai would say, we need you, Hubert. And y'all kept denying me and said, hold up, we gonna get to the bottom of this right now. And they called me back and asked, come on, we gonna get to the bottom of this right now. And they still didn't deny me. They still didn't deny me. Good luck, Hubert, on the next job. I went on an interview in Garden in the community to try to stop me from going to Social Security. Rush my interview progress. What sacrifice you giving for the greater good? What sacrifice? God have gave all he can give, and you took that for granted. You take the love that he have for the spirit. I'm going to tell you, Orion called me a liar. I want you at that Dallas. I'm in a medical tank. And the person, Jordan Victoria, where was God and Jesus when my son died? I said, I'm arguing about my religion, this and that. And I'm going in the cell. I'm pressing the thing. I said, 10, 20 times in the medical tank. I'm pressing it 10, 20 times. And they asked me, say, Hubert, you're going to have to wait a couple of hours to get help. And he bangs on the window. After I went back to my cell, he bangs on the window. And he said, after that one argument, I'm not out to argue with you about my religion. And then Jordan Victoria, I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the content. After a while, I decided to lay down. They only cut the light off at a certain time. And I put the cover over my head. And I say, God and Jesus, if you was here, I won't deny you. 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 After I said that 20 times, I drifted off a while. I dreamed that I was in that same cell. I was in that same cell. I didn't see body and I didn't see spirit. I didn't see body and I didn't see spirit. I didn't see those things. It told me to get up. It told me to get up. It told me to get up. That's what it told me. It told me to get up. And I know it was him. It's not about what he thinks. And they came and got me after a couple of hours. They kept their word and came and got me after a couple of hours. After I took a nap. And when I woke up, it was lunchtime. He knocked on when I woke up from that sleep after God told me to get up. It was lunchtime. After he pulled the cover off of me in that jail. And it was lunchtime and I worked out. He knocked on the door more. I don't have time for this. God don't have time for the lies that you tell. And I know it's going to be anger and frustrations and those things in this world. But let me tell you what my teachers used to do to me, Miss Chastity and Miss Lynn and Miss Go Gates and the rest of them. They take me to the school over at Taurus Creekview. And the detention CLB is over there, Taurus over there, where I used to stay at towards Big Lots, where I used to be at over there. And she told me, Hubert, you did nothing wrong. And I have my phone, and I sit in this room, the detention school, and I sit in this room. The windows, you got the doors, they got the big thing. The windows up top, and it's great. And it's really good. And the light was just shining on the room. And I stood there. I could went on my phone and listen. But I kept my phone in my pocket. I kept my phone in my pocket. I didn't want to listen to a phone. I didn't want to be on my phone at that time. And I just stared at the wall and the light the whole time and thought about what I wanted and understand it. I was going to colleges and thrift stores. We couldn't even do certain programs and things at North Lake and Brookhaven. But let me tell you what this beat producer did at Brookhaven for 2 semesters. I didn't get the same direction that I got in photography. But what he did in the beat class, and Mirza called me and said, Hubert, I'm proud. What he did in there, he said, Hubert, bring your desk over here at Brookhaven for 2 semesters. And he put his desk, he worked with me every those 2 semesters, and I'll never forget him. I never forget him. When you have challenge, people are still able to work with you, and that's the greater good. Toys R Us in Louisville, he'll be proud of me to know when I went back to Walmart in Louisville, Miss Brittany that closed, he'll be so proud of me to know Rob in the face when he was scared to see me how I've been. He was terrified to see how I was stocking and how they taught me how to bend. Miss Brittany and them in Louisville. But they called me for the last couple of weeks, and the Social Security lied to me. Lied to be dishonest with me. When I'm trying to get truthful, President, where your truth at when they lied about ticket when I was going through something? You understand the people, but you can't understand disability when the time is needed. Lying not going to get away. It's not going to get you out of this situation. Ask that conversation what me and that Baltimore had. Ask that conversation with me and him, Baltimore had. I told him I've been working since 16 to 15 and I never got rewarded. Ask that conversation. Oh, we don't know. Ask him. God said, ask that question you stand for. Ask that question you stand for. Governor Abbott, you want to ride this wave? On my first year, I went to Albertsons. On my first year, I'm going to job things. And with Albertson by Creekview, they got a Walmart now. And that man hung up at Sprouts. No, baby, we ain't the same here. I went to interview on Sprouts when I was a teenager. We ain't the same here, Governor Abbott. I will break what you stand for, what they lied about years and years again. But you want to destroy God because of their belief, because of their understanding. I understand when juveniles say, don't hold grudge. I'm agreeing with juvenile. But people will still go against that grain. I am agreeing with him. And certain people will still go against that grain. I understand what juvenile was trying to tell me. And I'm not holding grain, but some people is vicious and they don't care about, you know what Miss Yvonne told me every night? And I hope juvenile hit me. I hope juvenile, you know what Yvonne tell me every night? We had our difference. But you know what she told me? Every time